you know what you need to keep it clean, but let's say you don't have any water. You have no water available. Well, you might have some water available. Let's think about some, like during the storm, the snow apocalypse in Texas, people were melting snow. They were, getting water wherever they could. But even then, they are running out of water. So let's think, where else in the house might you find water? Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, we have a green screen issue here. Just a second here. Well, I should have picked a different one. So canned veggies. This is peas. This is kind of funny. Yeah, so canned vegetables, there's water in them. Do not use canned fruit. Do not use canned meat, because canned fruit and canned meat, well, canned fruit has lots of sugar in it, will just make you sticky and feed things. This is funny. Yeah, so, but I don't know if you can see it. Sweet peas. I didn't think this one through. Yep. Okay, and so yeah, there's going to be water up in your hot water tank. The tank behind your toilet, there's going to be water in there, at least until you flush. And of course, limit how often you flush the toilet. But some other things, beer and other low sugar alcohols. It's, kind of almost a sin to waste alcohol, but hey, if you got to clean, you got to clean. So, you may not want to be using pre-made margaritas loaded with sugar, but some vodka is better than nothing. Now, according to the FDA, you need things to be at least 70% alcohol to work as a hand sanitizer. So your 80 proof alcohol, technically that's only 40% alcohol. It may not be enough to kill the bacteria, but when you start including soap with it, then you're using it like water, as a, water to wash it away. Another thing, contact lens solution. Those of you that have contact lens solution, you take your contacts out, you put them in the little case, and now hopefully you still have a bottle of sterile saline that you can use to wash your hands, to rinse them off at least. So there are different fluids you can use. So like the water from canned vegetables, beer, alcohol, that, things in low sugar, not from meat. The hot water tank, the back tank of the toilet, contact lens solution, those sort of things have water in them you can use as a fluid to at least wash your hands. Okay. Certain things you don't want to use, because you're going to end up in a worse situation than if you had used them. Don't use gasoline. Do not use gasoline. Gasoline will dry the skin, will irritate the skin. Lots of contact with gasoline can be carcinogenic. So yeah, don't wash your hands with gasoline. Do not use vinegar, at least not the regular strength vinegar. The main issue there is it's really going to dry out your skin and cause it to crack and split. And so now you have all sorts of wounds on your hand that are all entry points for bacteria and other bad things. So another thing you don't want to use is ammonia. If you got a bottle of ammonia under the sink, don't use that, at least in its concentrated form, generally not in its dilute form either, because it is, again, going to dry out your skin, cause it to crack, split, be open, leave openings in for stuff, the bacteria to get in there. You don't want that. Another thing, scouring powders like Brasso and some of the other things you might have in your, under your sink and under your kitchen sink. The scouring powders, you don't want to use those, again, because they're going to dry and damage the skin. The skin, again, opening wounds up. Now, people are mentioning, the creek. Yeah, exterior sources of water. Rain barrels are great. Puddles, creeks, ponds, things like that. Any of the wild waters, especially if you have a way to boil it. And, so you got your pot and you got your little camp stove, and I could open this up, but I'm not. But there will be, links afterwards and the emergency stuff. if you've seen my emergency cooking and my emergency water, it's always good to have a non-grid way of boiling water because you need that. Ooh, here's a good one. Okay, we'll jump into here. Yes, Amanda, hydrogen peroxide. Actually, this isn't that great of one because the bottle of hydrogen peroxide just poured on your hands, it's going to dry them out. And once it's dried out, you're going to crack and you're going to open up wounds again. So with hydrogen peroxide, what you need to do is convert it to just plain water. The easiest way of doing that is you pour the hydrogen peroxide in a tall tumbler and then put in either a strip of aluminum or a silver spoon. And that will catalyze the breakdown of the hydrogen peroxide into pure water, which now can be used as a cleaning solution. Okay, there's some really good things here. First, Dan, can you drink the peroxide after treating it with aluminum or silver? I still would not, because there's still going to be residual hydrogen peroxide unless you let it sit for overnight, because you'll get rid of most of the hydrogen peroxide, but then the last little bits take a long time. So there's the long tail of the reaction, and so really you would want it to go for 1 or 2 days before you could risk drinking peroxide. And even then, I wouldn't do it. You got a camper here. Yes. So the ashes from a fire will work with the natural fats in your body to create a detergent. So you can rub ashes on your body. The issues with this, if you have limited water, it becomes difficult to rinse them off. So if you have a pond or a stream or lots of water, then yes, ashes from a campfire or from the fireplace actually make a decent cleaning thing. Just remember, you want to get them all off so you don't rub ashes then on everything else. And also because it is a strong soap, if you don't rinse it off, it's a chemical reaction, turns fat into soap. If you don't rinse all these soap off, it's going to become an irritant. So the wood ashes work good if you have a lot of water to rinse off. All right. Okay, yes, acorn tea too. Anything with tannic acid. And then, yucca. Yes, the roots of the yucca have a natural soap, but to do that, for them to be used as a soap, you need soft water. Most of the city water, it's hard water that has calcium and magnesium in it, so you would need rainwater or something like that. The aloe vera plant, not really antibiotic, and it gets sticky, and it's actually somewhat acidic. So as a cleaning solution, aloe vera really isn't a good choice.